Hello everyone, I'm the world's first Poncho Chief, and today I'm going to be talking about something quite controversial in the Halo community, armor abilities and Spartan abilities. This is my first video on this channel, so please take the structure and quality with a grain of salt. Everything will improve as the channel evolves, hopefully. So, as most Halo fans know, there's a big split in the community about classic style versus current style gameplay, and on what direction Halo should go in the future. Today I'm not so much going to be talking about what we hope for the future, so much as why Halo is why it is now. Changes in video games are a fairly normal thing, especially with a franchise that's 17 years old, like Halo. However, knowing why these changes have happened often helps us get a better view and understanding on the franchise as a whole. An important thing to realise is that most of Halo's major changes have been influenced both directly or indirectly by fan feedback. 343 Industries in particular pride themselves in listening to fans, and this is an important point to take note of when looking at why Halo 4 and Halo 5 are the games they are. Listening to feedback is something Bungie did too. Halo has always received feedback since Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2. This is why there isn't a single Halo game that's exactly the same as its previous title. Halo CE is different than Halo 2, Halo 2 is different than Halo 3, Halo 3 different than ODST, and so on. One of the main topics for change, like I stated earlier, is armor abilities and Spartan abilities. While classic style Halo fans are quick to jump on 343 Industries and say that they don't belong in Halo, it may just be those same fans that influenced them being in Halo in the first place. Looking back at abilities in Halo, when did we first truly experience them? Many of you might say Halo Reach, but that's not completely true. Halo 3 actually featured and introduced equipment. Now at first glance, equipment may seem completely different than armor abilities, but again, that's not entirely true. Here are some examples of how equipment might have actually been the predecessor to armor abilities. The bubble shield is the easiest example, as the Halo Reach drop shield armor ability is near exactly the same. Then you have armor lock, which can be closely related to a mix of both the invincibility and power drain equipments, once again from Halo 3. Equipment also influenced some of Halo 4's armor abilities, such as the Hardlight shield being somewhat of an evolution from the deployable cover, the regeneration field being an evolution of the regenerator, and the auto sentry being an evolution of the auto turret. Some other abilities, such as sprint and active camo, can be explained through evolving from power-ups. Active camo has been in Halo games since the beginning, so naturally it developed into an armor ability. Although camo was also seen in Halo 3 as an equipment under the name cloaking. Sprint, on the other hand, is one that people might not often make the connection with. The custom power-up in Halo 3 actually added increased movement speed, and this in itself could be seen as a type of sprint. Even the likes of Promethean Vision in Halo 4 very possibly evolved from Halo 3 ODST's Visual Intelligence System Reconnaissance, or, as most people would call it, the scanning ability that would allow you to not only highlight points of interest, but also enemies. Now that some background and evolution has been established, it's important to know why these armor abilities continue to stay in the Halo games. Power-ups such as active camo and overshield have always been loved by the fan base, and these staying in the franchise in some shape or form was no question at all. Halo 3's equipment was enjoyed by most, especially during the middle of its lifespan, and thus gave the impression that something similar should be in the next title. Not counting ODST, Halo Reach was technically the next main Halo title, and Bungie's last Halo game. They mentioned many times that although they were creating a game for the Halo fan base, they were also creating the Halo game that Bungie always wanted to make. That being said, most new armor abilities were actually evolutions of previously included things in other Halo games, Evade, Hologram and Jetpack being the completely new additions. As I'm sure most of you will remember, not all of Halo Reach's armor abilities got positive feedback, and the launch game ended up being very different than the game midway through its lifespan. Moving on to Halo 4, there weren't actually any new abilities, just evolved versions of previously used ideas. The thruster pack was more of a toned down version of Evade, Hologram was evolved into the holographic decoy, and active camo and jetpack had some changes too. The other armor abilities, as mentioned previously, all evolved from the equipment in Halo 3. The main difference with the armor abilities in Halo Reach and Halo 4 were the environment they were used in. Halo 4 is more of a play for fun kind of game, as opposed to Halo Reach was quite competitive. Halo 4 was 343 Industries' first game, however, and 343 Industries did their best to evolve on the disliked armor abilities from Halo Reach. Of course, we know Halo 4 wasn't quite the game a lot of people imagined it to be, but that's not because it was a bad game. It's just because it was very different than what a lot of fans expected and had known previously. Now we come to Halo 5, the game that completely flipped Halo 4 on its head. Whilst Halo 4 was a fun-to-play kind of game, Halo 5 was heavily competitive-focused. It was even marketed as such when it was first announced. Of course, with the direction changing, so must the gameplay, and it didn't take 343 Industries long to confirm that armor abilities were no longer in Halo. Instead, we had the brand new Spartan abilities, which had most fans scratching their heads. Spartan abilities exist for the core reason of making gameplay and experience more fluid. Things like Smart Scope, Slide, and Clamber all exist to benefit the player's aim and movement. These abilities aren't an evolution so much as they are a helping hand. Sprint, however, had been improved and evolved, and whilst it is now unlimited, the way Sprint is used in Halo is completely different. In Halo 5, you use Sprint more in short bursts, simply to get you from where you are to a place very near to you. This is due to your shields not recharging while you're sprinting, and the overall fast pace of Halo 5. Sprinting in more than short bursts is bound to get you killed, and thus Sprint balances itself. Ground Pound and Spartan Charge were the brand new offensive abilities in Halo 5, and again exist to aid the player. These, however, prove to be more of a negative thing to the game than positive, and have been removed from most competitive game types, such as the HCS settings. Now the real question is, where will it go next? Well, if 343 Industries are to follow the pattern of listening to feedback, we can expect two things. The enjoyed abilities will stay, such as Smart Scope and Sprint, and the most disliked abilities will be either evolved or removed, such as Spartan Charge and Ground Pound. One thing is for sure though, these kind of abilities have been in Halo as far back as equipment in Halo 3, which at this point is 11 years. Halo will not go back to the Halo 2 days, no matter how much the classic fans want it. The most beneficial way for Halo fans to have their voice heard is by giving constructive feedback, whether you're a classic style fan or a current style fan. Wishing for a Halo game to be like another will not help the franchise evolve and won't get the franchise anywhere. There has not been a single Halo game that has been the same as another Halo game. If you want Halo to move in the way you want it to move, then make a video, send a tweet. Hating the game or the side of the fanbase that disagrees with you will not get the franchise or the fanbase anywhere. We need to be respectful to each other and respectful to 343 Industries if we want Halo to go the way we all want it to go. We're all Halo fans in the end, and we all just want a product and game we can be happy with. That's my video on the evolution of armor abilities in Halo. Thank you once again for taking the time to watch it. Hopefully my first video wasn't as bad as I expected, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. I'm gonna let you finish watching this Action Sack gameplay on Halo 5, but once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Just 30 seconds. Ball reset. Ball reset. Ball reset. Ball reset. Ball reset. Ball reset. 10 seconds left. Ball reset. Game over. Tough break. That's a defeat.